Hello, friends. This is another video that I wanted to do to provide clarification and explanation, if you will, on the coming world tomorrow. Now, we know from the scriptures that Jesus Christ will reign over this earth. We know that for a fact. The book of Zechariah, which is, I believe, the second to last book in the Bible, in the 14th chapter of Zechariah, beginning in the 9th verse. Zechariah says, "And the Lord shall be king over all the earth. In that day it shall be, the Lord is one, and his name one. All the land shall be turned into a plain from Gebo to Rimmon, south to Jerusalem. Jerusalem shall be raised up and inhabited in her place from Benjamin's gate to the place of the first gate, and the corner gate, and from the tower of Hananel to the king's wine presses. The people shall dwell in it, and no longer shall there be utter destruction, but Jerusalem shall be safely inhabited." Now, why is it that clergy of today, both Catholic and Protestant clergy, do not discuss these chapters in the Bible that refer to Christ reigning on the earth? Why is it that they constantly talk about ascension to heaven, or going back to heaven, or making heaven, or trying to make it their eternal abode? One song that I recall singing while I was involved in a church in Tallahassee while I went to college was, "This world is not my home. This world is not my home. I'm just a passing through," it goes. Um, and that song, as well as multiple song hymns, if you will, are basically hinged upon the idea that man will leave this earth entirely. And that's simply not so. In Second Peter, the third chapter, even the Apostle Peter talks about that great day of the Lord. And let me read it for you. It says, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens will pass away with a great noise, and the elements will melt with fervent heat. Both the earth and the works that are in it will be burned up." And then in verse 13, Peter goes on to say, "Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth in which righteousness dwells." Now, I believe that also, if you read Zechariah 14, the 9th chapter, they're both talking about the same thing, about Jesus Christ reigning from Jerusalem on the throne of David over the entire earth. And remember, folks, Jesus said in John 14 that where he was, there we would be also. That is his elect. So it stands to reason, if Jesus Christ is going to reign over this earth, then the elect, the Christians, the meek, will be there with Christ. The bottom line is, why is it that the Bible talks about God's government being on this earth and the earth being the home of righteousness, but yet Christian teachings are oriented towards leaving this earth and going to heaven? Why is that, folks? There is a tremendous dichotomy between the Bible and what is being taught by the clergy, by the church. And no one is alarmed by it. No one is alarmed. No one says everything. They just accept the dichotomy, and nobody tries to even reconcile the Bible to Christian teachings. Again, it comes down to you studying to show yourself approved, understanding God's word, and not just accepting what I call spiritual crap that's been handed down from generation to generation. We have an obligation as Christian believers to study God's word and to pray to God for understanding and stop relying upon these deceitful ministers of the gospel who do not do their jobs. Christ will judge these people. As he says in Matthew 7:21 through 23, he will say to them on that great day, "Away from me, I never knew you." You know why? Because they will not preach and teach the truth. Don't be a victim of their deception. Remember, as we always say, study to show yourself approved. 2 Timothy 2:15. Until next time, friends, study to show yourself approved.